My name is Jesse Marchese, and I am the production dramaturg on the GLASS Menagerie. As a dramaturg, my job is to do all of the research to help support the team in fully realizing this play on stage. So I look into the story of the author, the production history of the play, the specifics of the period of the play in which it takes place, and offer that information up to the team to help them make really smart and informed choices. But my job is also then to help frame the play for audiences. So this play is very often considered a great American play. So sometimes it gets sort of forgotten when we talk about the queer or LGBTQIA+ theatrical canon, but Tennessee Williams was a very important American playwright and a very important gay male playwright. His work is uniquely queer, and it has been homaged and it has been parodied by queer artists since. A lot of people don't consider this a gay play because the material in the play is not overt, because you do not see queer love on stage. But I think the engine of this play is uniquely queer. Tennessee Williams is writing from a uniquely queer perspective. There were things he couldn't say out loud, but as queer people or gay identifying people seeing the play, we recognize ourselves in that play. In his introduction to Tennessee Williams' memoirs, John Waters, the great gay filmmaker, wrote that Tennessee Williams saved his life. You know, that Tennessee Williams was writing about queer concerns and gay themes before those things were really allowed to be overtly shared, particularly on a Broadway stage. This play is largely autobiographical. So Tennessee Williams is writing about a time in his life where he was young and living in St. Louis with his mother and his sister. And he was very unhappy in St. Louis. He was working in a shoe warehouse, and he wanted to get out and find himself as a writer and a queer man. And this play is about the very, very hard decision he had to make to leave his family to go find himself. And I think that is a journey a lot of us face in this world, but there's something that is unique to the queer experience when we are forced to leave home to find ourselves and our community, because maybe our home life did not allow for that. It's very much about the experience of leaving home to find yourself, to liberate yourself from the normative structures that usually bind together family structures. Particularly at this time, this play was written in the early 1940s. He's looking back at a time in his life in the 1930s, so we're largely in the late 1930s at the time of the play. So this is a memory play, and in the play, Tennessee Williams is looking back at a period of his life in the late 1930s where you couldn't be an out gay man. This was many decades before the fight for gay rights, before the Mattachine Society, before Stonewall, and queer people found each other in unlikely places, right? They found each other in the sort of dark corridors of the city. There was a sort of underground queer world. There's something really specific in this play about queer people, particularly gay men, and the way we relate to our mothers and our sisters, the women in our life. In this play, Tom, who is the stand-in for Tennessee Williams, decides he needs to leave his family, but that comes at a really high cost. It is not easy to say goodbye to the people we love, even if those relationships are not the most healthy for us, or even if those relationships don't fully support our liberation as queer people. And so even though this is an old play, decades old, I think when we watch it, we can see ourselves as queer people. A lot of us left home and went to metropolitan areas where we could find queer community and queer culture. And so watching this play decades later, we see that that experience is unique to queer life and has always existed throughout the decades. This is also a play about alienation and the way in which our queer identities might alienate us from the rest of normative society. I think a lot of people know this play very well. They've seen it or they've acted in it, maybe in your high school or at a community theater or professionally. It gets done on Broadway a lot, but it is not always viewed through the queer lens that we are viewing this play.